What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be going over explosive push-ups. Now when you think explosive push-ups, you're probably thinking Superman push-ups that you've seen online. We're gonna be going over those today, but there are many different varieties of explosive push-ups, and what we're gonna go over today will basically allow you to do any of those explosive push-up variations. So before we get into this video, please like the video, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. So when doing explosive push-ups, three things are happening. There's what's going on with your hands and your upper body. There's what's going on with your hips, and there's what's going on with your legs. So let's start with the upper body. For an explosive push-up, we're gonna generate a lot of that explosive push-up power from our upper body. So the way to start is to be in a push-up position. When you're in this position, we need to be able to work on exploding off the ground. This may seem like a big challenge for a lot of people, but it's actually a lot easier than you think. So once you've got this push-up motion down, what we're gonna work on is actually coming up off the ground. An easy way to start this is just doing a push-up and lifting your hands up at the top. Push-up, hands. Push-up, hands. That's the first step in an explosive push-up. As this gets more and more comfortable, you're gonna wanna come up higher and higher off the ground, like so. Push up, off, push up, off. Now, as you get better and stronger at that movement, you're gonna be able to come higher and higher off the ground. But again, as we're doing this, our feet are still on the ground, our hips are still flat, so we're not gonna be able to do a full explosive push-up. To actually start launching off the ground, we now start paying attention to our hips. With an explosive push-up, you're only gonna be able to go as high as your hips are off the ground. The reason for this is that in that explosive push-up motion, you're almost kind of sending your hips up into the air and then unfolding. So again, the higher our hips go, the higher that explosive push-up is gonna look or be. So let me show you what I mean by that. As I'm generating this force here, I'm gonna start sending my hips up. What that's gonna allow me to do is get higher into the air. Now watch what I mean. I'm gonna do a push-up and lift my hands without lifting my hips. Then I'm gonna do the same thing and lift my hips up. So push up, hands, no hips. Now watch the difference here. I'm gonna lift my hips up. Push up, hips, hands. You see how much higher I was on that one? That's again because I'm sending my hips into the air. So again, let's work on these push-ups, lifting our hips into the air. Push up, hips, hands. Push up, hips, hands. Now we're almost there to the explosive push-up. Now that we've worked on our hands and our hips to generate height, we are gonna work on shooting off the ground as high as we can and actually extending our hands out. We need to get comfortable with this because with a lot of explosive push-ups, your hands are gonna be out in front of you. And if you're not comfortable with that, you're gonna worry about coming down and landing on your face, which is not good. So let's go ahead and get in a push-up position. Let's again focus on getting the hips up. And as we send off the ground, we're gonna start lifting our hands out in front of us. You can start small with this, doesn't need to be a big movement. So I'm down, I'm hips, hands. I'm down, hips, hands. Once this is comfortable, we're gonna go even bigger. Down, hips, hands. Down, hips, hands. And as you can see there, that's pretty much a Superman push-up. All we've actually gotta do now is fully explode off the ground, and all we need to do that is just get our feet off the ground. So to practice that, which is really easy, again, we're gonna work on lifting up our hips and then sending our feet. So just a little bit of hips, feet, a little bit of hips, feet. And that's pretty much the movement that you need for the feet. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all three of those things together. So again, I'm gonna explode off the ground with a lot of upper body power. As I'm doing that, I'm gonna send my hips up. And then once I reach that height, I'm gonna let my whole body unfold into the air to get that Superman explosive push-up. So here we go. Get in push-up position, down, hips, feet. And there's the explosive push-up. Let's hit it one more time. Down, hips, feet, hands. And that is the explosive push-up. Now that you've got the Superman push-up down, all other explosive push-ups are really the same concept. So we'll go over the triple clap push-up, the AZTEC push-up, and the KUKI push-up. So let's start with the triple clap. The triple clap push-up, if you have not seen it before, is basically 3 claps in a push-up. So you're gonna come up, clap behind the back, clap in front, and come down, which may seem difficult, but again, when you're keeping your hips off the ground, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna come down, hips. That's a triple clap push-up. Notice I really sent my hips higher in that push-up, which is gonna make it a lot easier. When you're learning all these push-ups, you can really accentuate using your hips to get higher off the ground. So again, I'm really gonna throw my hips here, come way up, triple clap push-up. As your technique improves and you get faster, you can keep your hips lower to perform the triple clap push-up like so. Down, up. Another great explosive push-up to work on is what's called the AZTEC push-up. The AZTEC push-up is where you launch off the ground into the air, the hips up, touch your toes, and come back down, which again can look very difficult, but the higher you throw those hips, the easier it makes the AZTEC push-up. So here we go, down, up, AZTEC push-up. Lastly today, let's run over the KUKI push-up, which is where you're gonna launch off the ground and clap behind your back here and come back down. The only difference here is that you're really gonna wanna send your legs up with you to get the height for the KUKI push-up. So again, lots of power off the ground, sending those hips into the air. And that is the KUKI push-up. Again, a lot of these push-ups may look very intimidating. They are really not once you get into them. Some great ways to really help you build strength for explosive push-ups are with some of the exercises that I'll show you right now. We briefly covered at the beginning, bringing your hands off the ground when you're doing your push-ups. So again, this is a great movement. Hitting this, coming off the ground, coming off the ground. As that push-up gets comfortable, we can start taking our hands and putting them on our chest. Here, chest touches. Another great exercise is putting your hands out in front of you, which is really gonna replicate the look and feel of a Superman push-up. So let's go down, come up, hands out. And again, while we're practicing, you can work with different hip levels, meaning you can try just using your upper body strength without using your hips, or you can use your hips as well, which would look like this. I'm gonna do a chest touch push-up using my hips. So hips, chest touch, and down. Notice my stall in the air was a lot higher there because again, I'm using my hips. Another great exercise to really build explosive push-up power and upper body strength in general is doing a push-up up onto an object. In this case, I'm gonna be using cinder blocks, but you can use anything from dumbbells to blocks to yoga blocks or whatever you've got laying around. So you're gonna start up on your object, drop down between them, pop up onto the object, down, up, down, up. And that's really gonna help you build explosive power. And that is pretty much how you do an explosive push-up. Thank you so much for watching my video. If there are any other workouts or tutorials that you'd like to see, just please put them in the comments below. Again, please like this video, hit the notification bell, and subscribe for more workouts and tutorials. Have an awesome day, and get after it.